So, Danny, everyone's always saying, man, I wish I could be an influencer. I wish I could be a content creator.
Yeah.
You get to sit at home. You talk about anime and cartoons all day, every day. Must be incredible, right?
No issues. No issues at all.
whatsoever.
No
It's-
issues technical, emotional.
It's easy. It's breezy. Everyone's nice to you
It's
all the time.
borderline cover girl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's just like I would so much rather do this than I don't do something where I get to like check in for 8 hours during a day, like half-wittingly sit on my couch in my boxers and like type a couple lines of code and then be like, all right, good job, and head home. But like, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just occasionally as a content creator, you hit bumps in the road, you know?
This is gonna go over well. You comparing being a content creator to every other job.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sarcastically calling them all easier.
Yeah, no, of course. Like I'm just saying, like it's just like I as a content creator, like it is harder than like mixing concrete and like brain surgery.
Listen, if one more oil refinery worker comes up to me and tells me how fucking hard his life is.
I got soft hands, brother. Oh, yeah. Well, listen, at least I get to see my wife every day, all right? Have fun out there on the oil rig, am I right, ladies and gentlemen? Just kidding. We very much appreciate everything you do. But the reason me and Danny are talking about how hard it is to be a content creator is because we're bad at it.
Because we're dumb.
We're not.
It's less hard to be a content creator. I was watching like a prank channel the other day, and I was like, man, that must be nice. Just walk into a CVS, get 1 million views harassing someone.
Just ruin a dude's day.
Just ruin a dude's whole day. It seemed nice. We're just dumb and bad at it.
We're just big old idiots.
Yeah.
So me and Danny sat down this Thursday, as me and Danny usually do, in this room with a camera set up, and we filmed a podcast episode. We got about an hour in. We talked about Into the Spider-Verse.
Talked about so much.
We
We
talked
covered
about
so much ground.
So much stuff. We talked about my road trip across America. And the problem is we got about an hour in. We just finished talking about Into the Spider-Verse. We did like a half hour on it. Really good conversation. We realized we hadn't hit record. So me and Danny record our audio on a little thing called Audition. And, you know, obviously we have 3 cameras that are all very capable of sound, but they don't sound good. So we got an hour in, and usually me and Danny it'll take us about 8-10 minutes. We'll be like, oh, we didn't record that. And we'll go back because that's a logical thing to do.
Yeah.
But Danny apparently blew his voice out yelling about Street Fighter. So we're trying to limit how much he talks recently, which is a problem because now we have 3 cameras that are all terrible at recording audio. And on top of this, not recording for the first hour, our audio, we're like, that's fine. The wide cam has pretty good audio. It's got a shotgun mic. We'll be able to record it. Nick goes to upload it, leaves it to upload overnight, checks back in the morning, get a text from Stank. He's like, why haven't you uploaded the wide angle?
Yeah, no wide angle. No wide angle to upload. All corrupted footage.
Everything got corrupted.
Yeah.
On top of that, the audio that we did record in the second half of the show, all like no noise gate, like it just sounds terrible.
Yeah, just a mess.
So what we're doing currently is we're gonna edit that video together. It's gonna be the worst podcast we've ever made. But we do cover some like very important stuff on there.
Yeah.
And me and Danny aren't really the people to like put out a shit product. Like, cause it looks bad. And like, it's like somebody comes to the page for the first time and it's like me screaming in a $3 microphone from a distance. Only Danny, like the wide angle's corrupted. My camera died.
Turns off. It's
So
it's just a whole episode of my camera.
which technically we've done before, but we're not doing it again. So
By the way, did we test that the audio is good now on the mics?
I mean, from what I'm seeing, it's like the noise gate isn't terrible. Like I'm getting a little pickup on yours when I'm talking,
Okay.
but it's not.
Just making sure.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good enough. As long as it's
We're not one to put out a shit product. Oh, that's good enough.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's fine. Listen, they haven't complained yet.
That's fine.
They haven't complained yet.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so yeah, me and Danny don't want to put out like just the world's worst podcast. So what we're gonna do, and this is gonna sound a little gatey, but we are gonna put it up for members only. And just because if we put it out and a bunch of strangers are just stumbling upon this product for the first time in their entire lives, then it's gonna look bad. They're gonna be like, all right, fuck these guys.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a bunch of record much.
Yeah, like,
comments.
what is your first time in front of a camera, you idiot?
Ever seen HDMI output before, nerds?
These fucking losers.
Yeah, all the AV jocks are gonna be on our ass.
Listen, that's what I got bullied by in high
Yeah.
school. The AV jocks. They were just the days of lifting up like
just lifting Chromebooks.
cameras. Yeah, Just fucking so yoked, these AV club, these jocks. But yeah, so it's gonna go out to members only on YouTube. So if you want to see it, we're gonna call it the Lost episode. Like I said, we talk about Into the Spider-Verse on there. We talk about my road trip.
I was like, we talk about so much. Stop talking about subjects I don't remember.
Yeah, I have literally no idea.
We talk about like other movies, I think.
I think
like,
I blocked it out like through trauma.
Because it's 2 weeks of content. And as I've said before, when I make a video, whether it be the podcast, whether it be like my own content,
Brain
the
off.
second it's done recording, gone.
Yeah.
On to the next thing.
The only reason I know as much about Naruto is because I've accumulated knowledge from all of the videos I've made, but I do not retain 100% of the knowledge from every video I make.
Yeah.
I'll be like making a video, I'm like, that sounds familiar. And I'm like, oh, I've made like 6 videos about this topic. I got 40 minutes into recording a whole video about Kisame, and then I remembered I'd already done one.
Oh,
I was
that's tough.
I was 100 clips in, and I was like, I've already made this video. I was like, this point sounds familiar. I was like,
no.
fuck, I've already done this.
I do that with jokes where I'm like halfway through a joke and I'm like, I've said this. I must have said this. And I like call up my editor and I'm like, does this sound familiar? And like my voice is entirely different. I'm like, hey, does this sound different? Or does this sound familiar to you? Kisame, more like salami. And like,
we've done it 3 times.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, god damn it.
yeah, no one liked it any of the time. Stop doing that joke. Like,
why haven't you learned your lesson,
stop
old
thinking
man?
people will forget.
So Danny's over because we're doing a barbecue today. That's why I'm wearing my $7
Beer barbecue Freedom United We
Grill, baby. Got this for $6 in a Walmart in Arizona.
Wow.
So Nick's gonna be chefing up today.
The few, the proud, the grilled.
Exactly,
Nick
bro.
Connor.
Listen, it's like Marines, Army, Navy, Air Force. People who grill
Back up,
back up above every single. Yeah, it's like I actually get to board airplanes first.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be doing a 21.5 today because we want to put content out for all of you because obviously we didn't do last week because I was on the road. So what we're gonna be doing is we've been filming for almost half a year now, which insane.
That is crazy.
When we hit episode 26, it'll be a half year, 6 months. And
Thanks for that.
And over the course of these past 6 months, we've said some things that have made people upset.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely moments where, people are like, good job, Nick and Danny. And then there's a lot of other moments where they're like, I'm not entirely sure why I check into this every single week.
Are there moments where people say, good job, Nick and Danny? You've been hiding those from me. If you're seeing those, send them to me in the
actually,
group chat.
if you guys could DM those directly to Daniel, that'd be huge. So what me and Danny are going to be doing is
If
we
you
put out
can
a community.
DM those directly to whoever is running my obituary. That'd be great.
So we're going to try and keep this as fair and balanced as possible. And I say that because
I have more criticisms.
Yeah.
We were going through the hot takes that we crowdsourced from people.
Yep.
None of you have a problem with Nick,
Nope.
it seems.
It seems
Let me tell you something about Nick.
it's called saving face, baby.
Yeah, apparently.
Yep.
You fucking douche. I'll start swinging with my hot takes.
Okay,
at
go
you.
wild.
I'll start coming up with them.
Okay, so the first hot take, speaking
Yeah.
of Daniel's hot takes, is that Danny hasn't finished any of the big 3 yet. Spouts his opinions about them.
That's so scathing. I love the hot takes, or like the comments where people are like, I can't believe this guy thinks he's the authority on anime. It's
Never
so
once.
funny to me.
But you've never once been like, yes,
Yeah.
here I am, Daniel Motta, Encyclopedia of Anime.
I've never been like, I'll debate anyone who thinks Bleach is the best of the big 3.
Do you think
this show
Gojo's
I've
gonna
never
beat
seen.
Sukuna in a fight, bro? Listen. I know he's extroversial. He kissed my mom on Christmas because he's also Santa Claus, and he's a really good hugger. That's why he's gonna win.
With the big 3 I've seen, it's always with an asterisk of whatever opinion I give, it's with the asterisk of up into the part I've seen.
Yeah.
So when I talk about Naruto, having a great themes, great backstory, this and that, it's all OG Naruto and a
Arguably,
smidgen of Shippuden.
The better
Yeah,
half of
arguably,
Naruto.
yeah,
You've seen it's like, oh, I've seen everything but the war arc. Good job. I wish I could have stopped there as well.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you watch up to the pain arc. If the show had ended at the pain arc, masterpiece.
Yeah.
The war arc is a nightmare.
The big 3 is Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, right?
Yes.
Not Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball is too old.
That's so weird. I always think One Piece is the age of Dragon Ball.
1999.
That's so much later than I thought One Piece was.
Really?
I thought it was
That's
like
when the anime came out. The manga, I think, was 1996.
okay, yeah, there we go. I thought I knew it was like mid 90s.
Dragon Ball's, I think
80s, right?
OG Dragon Ball's 84 was the anime. I think the manga came out in 80.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it's old.
Yeah. I've seen, so yeah, the one I like truly can't speak on is Bleach, because that was just the show I would watch like on in the background while my sister like made out with boys my mom didn't like.
I absolutely hate that fucking. Why were you in the room?
All of my memories of Bleach are me like knocking on my sister's bedroom and being like, "Hey, do we still have pop? Okay." And just Bleach in the corner.
It's like it goes like Bankai, and you're like, I don't have a good relationship with Bleach anymore.
I'm like, is this guy beating you up? What's happening?
Yeah, like,
are you guys fighting?
All right, I'll leave. I'll see myself out. But like, you never talk about Bleach. Like, even like, I
have nothing to say about Bleach.
Yeah, like you have no knowledge.
Yeah, I have no knowledge. I want people to be more specific with why they hate me. And it's because I get comments like that, like the Socrates one and this one, where it's like, this dude's like spouting these crazy opinions. What? Like what?
What?
I just want to know. I just want to know specifically.
I don't think you've ever sat down and been like, One Piece's pacing is bad or something like that. It's like there was, when the Noodle Shop podcast still existed, they were like, One Piece is filled with filler. Yeah. And it's just not, objectively. There's like 90 episodes of filler in the entire goddamn anime. But it's like, that's a hot take of the big three without knowing what you're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You've never been like, oh, Robin is underutilized or something like that. Like, you've never, like, your opinion of One Piece is sometimes like, Alabasta is cool.
Yeah,
like I know it's like
pretty much my opinion of One Piece.
I think it's got to be Naruto.
What in what? Oh yeah, that I've given crazy opinions.
You have the most information.
No yeah, I have no idea.
You did say you could beat up Naruto.
I can beat up Naruto.
Fuck, that is the worst part about that episode going under. Is that was the best thing we talked about. We talked about the strongest character in anime we could beat in a fight, and Danny said Genin fucking Naruto.
I can beat the shit out of Naruto.
Genin Naruto.
As a kid, which one's Genin?
For like when he was like actually technically he was still in the Shinobi Academy. This was before he had graduated from the Shinobi Academy you're talking about.
I can accomplish what Kiba didn't. I'll say that.
That is Genin Naruto.
I could kick his ass. So can you please give context?
Okay, so we were talking about, I don't even know how we got there. I think
it was a love letter.
Yeah,
it was a love letter.
Was the strongest anime character you could beat in a fight.
Yeah, and Nick's over here like what bike?
The children from Promised Neverland.
Yeah, the
Moomin Rider.
Yeah, Moomin Rider and the kids from Promised Neverland. And I'm like, they're saying strongest. Those aren't fun. Like, yeah, I could be like, oh, I could beat up like Light Yagami because he's just a dude. You got to do like the strongest anime guy you could fight.
Am I not just the dude?
I think.
When did I elevate above dudedom? Was it this shirt?
The two I gave were Ash Ketchum.
Yep.
I could cream Ash Ketchum.
Literally, after the podcast, when we hang out with the people who watch it live, we literally were like, we Googled the fact that I almost said Naruto, that Ash Ketchum has held a Pokemon that weighed 2,000 pounds, a ton.
Kid's done.
A ton.
Kid's done.
He is going to wring you in half.
I would rock that.
Do you know how much 2,000? That's your car. Your car weighs 2,000 pounds. Ash Ketchum could pick up your vehicle.
I'm fast. I'm flexible. I'm strategic. I'm ruthless. I'm a dog, Nick.
I don't care.
I'm a dog.
If he gets you by the ankle, you're not getting that off of you.
So I did Ash Ketchum and I did Naruto, Genin Naruto.
Which, by the way, adult Naruto, Shinobi Academy Naruto made like 1,000 clones in a battle against a Jonin, mind you. Highest rank you can be outside of Special Jonin.
I got Naruto. No,
of course.
No, listen, it's a competition, but he's the strongest I can take. I think, like, I end that fight body broken, like I'm never fighting again, but I've beaten him.
You beaten the 12-year-old Naruto.
I've beaten the 12-year-old Naruto.
Once again, like I've said, Moomin Rider, the children from Promised Neverland, Light Yagami's a great answer. I'd fucking run L's fade.
He's not strong. L would kick your ass.
No, I wouldn't.
L's coming in with those sweet kicks. L kicks. You remember that?
You are L. You are built like L.
L beats up Light. Remember when they're handcuffed and L beats the shit out of Light?
Does he actually?
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
He kicks really well.
Any just dude. Just like Kaneki before he became a ghoul.
Okay, but where's the fun in that answer? Like, oh, what's the strongest guy you can fight?
Realistic.
A guy. Just a guy.
Any of the guys.
I could fight Ash Ketchum's mom. Like, real fun answer.
I couldn't fight Mr. Mime. I'll tell you that right now. He's built like a fucking truck. Ash Ketchum's dad, Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime's built like a fucking nightmare.
That's probably why Ash is so strong, because his father is Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, he just like got knocked up, and then Ash Ketchum came out. So Danny's hot takes about, that's the only hot take about the big three I can remember you making.
Yeah.
Is you could beat up Naruto.
I could beat up Naruto,
which is
and that was from an
take.
episode no one has seen.
I could, okay, no, my other answer is I could beat up Ino and or Sakura before the tuning exams.
There we go. That's more fun.
I can take that.
Yeah. That's more fun. I respect that.
But I don't love my chances against Sakura, if we're being entirely real.
You just have to win. You just gotta win.
Just
you don't
any
have
means
to
necessary.
You don't have to like clean up and like move on to the next bracket of the tournament.
You give me, and I said Naval Laser Kid, the French dude from MHA. I would rock his shit.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That's my highest.
Yeah, because that's a power that I also think you can.
You
win.
dodge that laser once and you just bash his head into the skull.
Just beat his skull in
or
with
the
a can
invisible
of Tums.
girl. If I just give me a fucking can of paint. Give me a can. I'm throwing the can of paint 180 degrees.
Yeah, but then you become Naval Laser. You get one shot at throwing that can of paint.
That's
if you
true.
miss, you're fucked.
That's absolutely true. Give me a water gun, like a squirt gun filled with paint, and I'm just doing 360s.
Upgrade.
I'll be like the ink girl in that ink game that all the 8-year-olds love.
Ink.
Squidling. Nope, that's
Inkling.
not it.
Inkling.
I don't think that's
Isn't
what
that
it's
their
called.
name?
Nope.
No, the game is Splatoon.
That's it.
I think Inkling is the character.
Sure, absolutely no idea whatsoever. So that's Danny's hot take. Nick has a million low-level ones, but nothing will top Danny's horror take on Tangled.
Don't do another one of me.
I'm sorry.
Go to you.
That one opened
you
with
baited me.
what opened with my name. Okay, what about this one? Danny is scared to invite Toph's voice actor onto the podcast.
Did you just not listen at all when I spoke?
Okay, the Xiao Tucker one was out there, but for some reason the hottest take is Danny not getting Toph.
Stop it.
Okay, all right.
Nick has hot takes.
One, that Nick has an exorbitant amount of wealth that he chooses not to flex. Evidence be damned. Not entirely sure what that one means.
That's not even a hot. You do flex your exorbitant wealth. Everyone knows about your $500 T-shirt.
What $500 T-shirt?
The one you bought in Japan. Remember? Everyone remembers. You're the only one who doesn't remember.
$500 T-shirt I bought in Japan.
You bought like an insane like $400 to $600 T-shirt.
Oh, the Howl.
Yeah.
Yeah. I forgot. Holy shit! I do not know where that is.
There we go. Yeah, real hot take. Nick doesn't flex his exorbitant funds.
No fucking clue where that is.
Audience, can you imagine like taking all your willpower, somehow convincing yourself to buy a $600 shirt? $600 gone from your bank account right now. Put yourself in that position. $600 gone, and then not even remembering where the product went.
I haven't worn that in a while. I think I need to get dry cleaned. I think it's in my dry cleaning pile.
Insane.
All right. Nick is a normal man. There's not a lot of. Was it me or you that said Vi and Caitlyn in Arcane are two-dimensional?
You.
That was me.
That's you.
I'll stand by that.
They're like, I have to remember. Caitlyn has like some family issues, right? Like
that's it. She's just rich and she wants to be a cop.
I think Vi, what makes Vi...
Well, Vi is the most straightforward character in all of Arcane.
Vi's straightforward. Her depth, I guess, comes from like the weight of responsibility, where she's like running a gang and like no one believes in Powder, and she's trying to give Powder the benefit of the doubt far beyond anyone else would. At the same time, Powder is literally killing her gang.
Yeah.
And so there's like that, dilemma. But
okay, but you could boil that down to just like Vi loves her sister. Yeah. And everything that motivates Vi is just love for her sister.
I mean,
I'm not saying, listen, I love Vi. Give me a fucking a bob cut bitch with big old gloves. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I just watched, listen, Gwen Stacy is basically a bob cut bitch who beats up people.
Gwen Stacy's very much a Vi.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Vi is a bad character. I'm just saying in like what was a literal character study in the complexity of human emotion that was Arcane, because obviously Arcane is driven by like its sound design, its art choices, like its direction, and then like the complexity of the characters. In that, like by the end of it, the evil dude with the bad eye, even you sympathize for him. He's like, I would never give you up, Jinx. That is like the duality of man. That is an incredible character decision. Vi is singularly motivated for her love for the sister the entire time. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. There's nothing, it's just like her being one note isn't an issue.
Yeah.
But like
She's definitely the lesser developed of the two, for sure.
Like, it's just like she starts with a singular motivation and she stays on the track of that singular motivation for the entirety of the show.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's fair. That's hardly a hot take. Start talking about Dragon Ball.
What do you mean?
Let's get some people pissed off at you.
What do you mean?
You hate Dragon Ball, don't
I
you?
don't hate Dragon Ball. I just don't watch it.
Nick doesn't like Dragon Ball.
I've seen Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I saw Dragon Ball Z when I was a fledgling weeb.
Right.
I was like, back in the day, this is how I used to find my anime takes. And tell me if you, and I would actually love to hear from other people in the comments about how, like, as like coming up into like the age of like, because we were like 1.0, 2.0 YouTube kids, right? Like the early days of YouTube.
Yeah.
So what I would do when I was like 16, 15, I would look up like top 10 action romance anime.
Yeah.
And then I would just watch these top 10 videos.
Yeah.
And then if like they would show like 30 seconds of like this shonen action romance anime, and if it looks good, I would watch it.
Yeah.
And that's how I stumbled upon things like, I don't know, like the Immortal at blah blah, like a bunch of like school bullshit, like you go to a magic school, you find a girl, that kind of thing. And that was what I watched when I was young, because I was young and I didn't have a fully developed brain. But
that's the difference between you and I, not the fully developed brain, but the difference
you're
is,
not 25 yet, so technically,
yeah, I'm still developing. I'm still a growing boy.
you can't, you're a little whittle.
I would do the exact same thing. I was a real Watch Mojo jockey back in the day.
I don't think I ever went to like I would do like it was the same like early 2013 like EDM song. It was like bum.
And like the blue background with like the white text, so like that fades in.
And it would just be like that for like 10 minutes, and the song would just loop, and it would like show me all these like it would show me like if I saw like a girl and a guy kissing it, I was like, I'm watching it.
Wow.
Because I was just
you were so horny,
so desperate to feel something is what I was. No, just like
so emotionally horny,
like just incredibly desperate to feel something. Because I started with SAO, and I'd been watching like Naruto and Dragon Ball and like Battle Shonen, like straight up Battle Shonen. Like Goku, like obviously marries Chi-Chi. There's no romance there. He doesn't love her.
Yeah.
That like he doesn't know what kissing is. He has 2 children.
He doesn't know what kissing.
I'm assuming Chi-Chi has violated that man, and like that like she's won. Like that's who beats Goku.
Yeah.
So I'm watching SAO with my friends, and Kirito and Asuna kiss after Kirito like kills the dude. I was like, oh my god! I felt like emotions in my heart.
I'm feeling.
I literally, I was connected to the characters, and they kissed, and I never watched like soap operas or shit like that.
Yeah.
I watched SpongeBob growing up, like SpongeBob and 1,000 Ways to Die.
That's so funny that you knew what was lacking in your life was romance.
Yeah.
That you were like, I want to seek out
and then I had
romance anime.
I had to chase it through the medium of anime.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, but I also like it when they punch each other. So it was always top 15, top 10 action romance anime.
Yeah.
So, but like, I started with Dragon Ball because I was like, what are the greatest anime of all time? And they're like Neon Genesis, Evangelion, Dragon Ball, Naruto, One Piece, all these kinds of things. So I watched Dragon Ball and I was like, this is pretty good. And then I stopped.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Dragon Ball Kai. I didn't watch the one where he goes around with Oob. What's that one?
GT?
Yeah, I didn't watch GT.
That's not what happens, but it shows you didn't see it.
Really?
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm gonna go train with Oob.
Yeah, like doesn't.
Okay.
Happens off screen. Like,
Okay, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Arguably dumb. And then I haven't seen Super. So I don't it's not that I dislike Dragon Ball, I just haven't seen enough to talk about it.
Damn, you don't piss people off enough. What about the Itachi thing, right?
What about the Itachi thing?
You made an Itachi video that everyone hated.
I made an Itachi thing that everybody hated?
Remember you're like, is Itachi dumb? And then that got you a ton of controversy?
No, that didn't give me controversy. That got me Seth the pro groomer making a video about me, and where he called me a pedophile for having stickers on my water bottle, and then finds out like, oh, who's grooming 15-year-olds? It's fucking him. So allegedly, obviously, blanket cover legally. But
I dug too deep, it seems.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, so I made a video about like Itachi like made some wrong decisions, and then in the conclusion of the video, I was like, but also he was 13.
Yeah.
And like obviously like all of these things needed to happen to move the plot forward. But I was like, yeah, he could have taken his father's MS. Like there was like he could have seeked conflict resolution. He could have gone to Hiruzen earlier. Like a lot of things he could have done to like avoid massacring the entire clan. But like it's clickbait. All of it is clickbait. Is Itachi dumb? Like that's it. Like it did well, you know. But I don't actually think Itachi is stupid. I do think Motta is dumb. We can talk about that hot take.
Is that a hot take?
Sort of. I mean,
I need something to get the heat off of me, because that whole comment section that we have of hot takes is all me.
I've made multiple are they dumb videos. I think I've done Madara, Itachi, and Kakashi.
Yeah.
No, I did Kakashi was a bad sensei. Okay. That was the one that I did.
That's clickbaity as hell.
Well, yeah, but like objectively he is.
Yeah.
Like it's like every single one, like every person on Team 7 went to a legendary Sannin to go train.
But I feel like if your pupils end up good, does that not make you inherently a good?
No.
No.
Just because we all had the same kindergarten teacher who was like, fuck you, go to first
guess so,
grade.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like,
Yeah.
it's like Kakashi could have taught Sakura Genjutsu, abandoned Naruto, abandoned Sakura, all for Sasuke, who left when Kakashi was the only person in the village who like was in the position to literally like reach out to Sasuke in a capacity of understanding. Insane. So, all right, I'll try and find a hot take of mine that everybody. All right, y'all kind of just be having hot takes constantly, but a specific thing to me anyway is how much y'all be liking Demon Slayer. I feel like the characters are but the plot is beyond mid. IMO. This is just
people
like
are
the most
crazy.
That's the most Gen Z fucking comment I've ever read out. Like it's like it's like harder to write or read this. Maybe that's a hot take. I've not accomplished the goal of the question. Either way, love you boys.
There are so many, like, I don't know, the Demon Slayer is mid, like, crusade is so strange to me because it's like, the plot is no more.
The plot is One Piece.
The plot is no less, like, complex than like most shonen anime plots.
Like Dragon Ball Super is there's a power tournament.
You're just bouncing from like villain to villain. Like that is anime mostly.
That is fiction.
Yeah.
It's the hero's journey.
Yeah.
That's it.
Demon Slayer, I've like said all the time that Demon Slayer is like what do we call not midness? Demon Slayer's hype.
Good?
Demon Slayer, Demon Slayer's quality.
Fam, what is like not mid, but like also better than like
Yo, fam, what's that thing when you dead ass not mid though?
I think it might be fire.
Yeah. So Demon Slayer's flame.
Like it's low-key flames.
Yeah, it's low-key fuego comes from the characters and comes from like their emotional arcs through combat.
Yeah.
And this season is like a rough time for me to launch this crusade. This season's been weaker.
It's not. Well, the problem is the Entertainment District arc is so goddamn good.
It's so good, and Mugen Train's so good.
Yeah.
And those are such great examples of like momentum, pacing, and how characters and plot can develop through fighting, like through action. And you have to do a smidgen of legwork. Like, if you just sit there and watch it and just let the fight wash over you, it's like, this is just fighting. There's no plot.
Yeah.
But there's so many, like, there's so much plot happening. There's so many emotional developments, like, but there's so much, like, character growth happening, like Inosuke learning Tanjiro's name in it. Tanjiro, like, seeing the actual like consequences of Nezuko being a demon, like for the first time, like when she lashes out at that woman, Tanjiro going from his usual like, oh, like let's try and understand the demons to I'm gonna fucking kill
the
Daki.
fate is
like
on.
Like I don't care. There's like a bit that's great in season 2 where he's like on the roof with Daki and he's like, why are you killing humans? And she's like, I hate humans. And usually he'd be like, but don't you see, blah, blah. And he's just like, whatever.
Like, you know what? Not doing it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm over it. Fuck it.
I have not enough breath to tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah, I don't have enough breath to like tell you why you're wrong and do this next attack. So it's all going to the next attack.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, it's very nuanced and like very well done. And I think the fact that people don't get it, it's like God, where it's like if God's doing his work right, you won't know he's there at all.
Yeah.
That's Demon Slayer.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Demon Slayer. It's God tier is all I'm saying.
You're upset that we think Demon Slayer is pretty good. What if we compare it to the Almighty?
Demon Slayer is so good, people don't know why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Like people are, that's the thing is like, it's One Piece on a micro scale.
Yeah.
Like One Piece is, well, until now, obviously, was about getting through the Yonko, the warlords, or no, the emperors, and then the 7 warlords.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing, and that's what we've been doing. You go island to island, they bump into either the admirals, the warlords, or the emperors. They defeat who's ever on that island, they move forward.
Yeah.
And that's been the whole thing. And it's the 12 Kizuki in Demon Slayer, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then Muzan at the end. And that's kind of where One Piece is at right now, with their Muzan at the end.
No, One Piece is like exactly the same in my opinion, where it's like so good, no one can articulate why. Like everyone who's like wanting you to get into One Piece, as though it's like you just gotta. It's so good. It's so cool. I can't even explain. And it's because
One Piece isn't hard to explain.
It's like plot wise. Or why it's good, you mean?
It's just like a group of pirates are rallying against a fascist system and trying to like find out the secrets of the world in one of the greatest journeys ever told.
Well, I just mean like if you're recommending it to someone, if you're recommending it to Dorothy,
Yeah.
like for whatever reason, I'm like, I'll give you $1 million if you get Dorothy to watch One Piece, and you can't tell her it's because I'm gonna give you $1 million.
I'm not, and it's not happening.
Like exactly, but like,
Yeah.
what's the pitch? You know what I mean? Because if you show someone the art style, the art style is immediately off-putting to most people.
Especially in the early days, but it's getting better.
It's like, yeah, like, well, the animation's getting better.
Yeah.
Do you think the art style too is like,
You know what's
like
funny?
character designs and
I've
stuff?
hated the character designs of One Piece for the longest time, and it's actually what stopped me from getting into it. I get 200 episodes into it. I love it now.
That like same,
I love it now.
Same. That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah.
think objectively, your average person is off put by the One Piece art style.
You see Nami, you see Robin, you're like, what the fuck is happening here?
You see most male characters, and you're like, why is Sanji drawn in 3 different characters? Like,
Yeah.
why are there so many different Zoros?
Yeah, why is everybody just long? Like, what's going on
everybody's
here? Like,
so
everyone's
fucking
built
long.
like Gumby. What's happening?
Exactly. I think it's off-putting. I think it's like one of those things, though, like you said, where like once you watch One Piece, even while you're watching it, and maybe I'm wrong, maybe it changes, like, and you can articulate it when you get deeper in, but like even where I'm at in Alabasta for the past year, I'm like, I love this, and
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just I love every second of what's going
it gets
on.
its hooks in you.
Yeah.
It just does. Like, you get used to the character designs, and then also just because like the world is so like fleshed out, and like you realize that like different characters do have different character designs, like the juxtaposition between Chopper in his like human form and Chopper in his little form, and then like the entire crew, like, and then eventually you're like,
Using Chopper as an example of different characters.
Well, then, okay,
I'm talking
but-
like Zoro and Smoker.
well, that's
you know
the
what I
thing,
mean?
but like also, but like as you get later, there's like people
Yeah.
like Anel and Kuma and
Yeah.
like Emporio and Volkov and like
Yeah.
all these characters.
Zubu and Maxim.
Yeah, I'm just saying words. Like, you fuck,
me, yeah.
fuck do you know? Yeah, it's like the goopy,
Goobos,
the gooples.
Top 10 Gooby Woobies.
Yeah,
My favorite
yeah,
video.
Mr. Dubstep here. Just like us referencing a TikTok that only we've
Yeah.
seen. And then basically the last hot take we have
Mm-hmm.
is Danny versus JJK.
Yeah, how about that, huh?
How about that indeed?
Look, season 2's coming.
Soon.
I'm excited,
Yep.
but I'm not. Here's the thing. JJK
Yep.
is my version of like me, like when the, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
go.
everybody back off.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Just shut up for a second.
Yeah.
The people who are so angry and like vocal about Demon Slayer's so mid, why does everyone love it? That's me with JJK, but it's because of the backlash I've received.
You've been backed into a corner and
Yeah.
you're like, come on.
It's that's how it starts. That's what being a content creator is like. Where
absolutely.
you're like, yeah, like it's fine, but it's not like
Did I have as much hate in my heart for Sasuke when I first started content as I do now? No.
you hate Sasuke.
I have him decapitated on my arm. Is this not a thing you know about me?
No.
Like in like the beginning of my content creation career, I was like, oh, Sasuke's annoying, and people were like, how fucking dare you? And I was like, oh, I've been battling this battle for like 2.5 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But that's being content creator is literally this. This is the perfect analogy. When you'll be like, yeah, like this property's good, but it's like a little overhyped.
Mm-hmm.
And then one person will be like, what the fuck did you say? And it's like, no, like, you know, I just think it's not that great. And then another person, and another person. You're getting backed in the corner. Then you take out your little pocket knife. You're like, get back, you savages. This show sucks. This is the worst fucking show ever.
You light like the torch in your back. You're back, I say.
It's like, it's so, like, Jujutsu Kaisen was such an okay show, season 1, that when people came at me, I was just like, yeah, well, it sucks. I fucking hate it. It's the perviest show I've ever seen.
and I hate you for
Yeah.
liking it.
It's like, it's mostly the pervy stuff. Not the reason I dislike it.
Yeah.
But I, offhandedly, it sparked so hard because it was so little. Like, the littlest spark caused the greatest fire.
Yeah.
Because
Call it to Vancouver.
Yeah.
Topical.
Yeah, nice. Real topical.
Got
zing
it,
there.
baby. Take that, New York.
Take that, the red skies of New York.
Got him.
But what's it called? I like reviewed Jujutsu Kaisen 0. Good review, positive review. I was like, this is fun, but it has like the Jujutsu Kai isms that like if you don't like, you won't like this. Like the character, you know,
Like
the,
Maki hitting that split.
I was like, Maki do be hitting that split.
Wait.
God,
that
Larry the
scene.
Cable Guy.
That's me.
But it's like, you know, the comedy is like meta and goofy. Like it's very Gen Z comedy.
I guess.
Jujutsu Kaisen's so goofy. It's like
Gigi Akutami being Gen Z would make a lot of sense because somebody hurt him. Like he's been hurt. Like
it's so Gen Z. It's so like there's a bit where he's like, oh, like this is my power. Why can't I learn Dodon Ray or Sharingan or whatever? And it's like, he's just saying things. What is this, Rick and Morty?
Pop culture is joke.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of that, and it's like, oh, like my ideal woman is Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Lawrence. How
Jennifer
fucking dare you?
Lawrence.
Which, by the way, like that's when I realized I love JJK because same.
That's when
absolutely same.
That's when I realized it's not for me humor-wise. I was like, you're just saying things. Like, you're just saying names. But like
Jennifer Lawrence is also making a movie where like she's hitting on like she gets hired. I forget what it's called.
I saw the premiere.
She gets hired.
No hard feelings.
You saw the premiere?
Saw it. Got invited.
When?
Last week.
Was she there?
No.
Fuck.
I got invited. No hard feelings. I didn't think anyone would care.
Oh my god, was it good?
No.
God damn it.
It's fun. If whatever your opinions are, like if you're excited,
I liked the movie she did with Chris Pratt, the one where they're floating in space that everyone hated.
You see No Hard Feelings.
Because I love her as a person.
There's an action sequence, No Hard Feelings, that's nuts. It's crazy. It's a crazy fight scene.
She was Katniss.
It's a crazy fight scene.
Good for her.
But so I was like, the comedy's kind of goofy. It's like a little pervy, like this and that. I forget what the pervy scene in the movie was, but I said it like offhandedly like that.
Of course, yeah.
And no, I do remember it was this girl like goes to who's the villain that fights Gojo, like Gojo's rival.
The villain, Ghetto?
Ghetto.
Yeah.
She goes Ghetto. He's doing the Reagan Mob Psycho thing.
I have a signed poster from his voice actor.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He's doing the Reagan from Mob Psycho thing, being like, I exercise spirits.
Yeah.
And she's like, she's got this ghost like
just
groping her,
getting up
just
on her
all over them teats.
Yeah.
And I like cited that, and the episode 1 like giant berserk monster that's groping that girl. And just offhandedly was like, yeah, it's like pervy, but it's anime. And everyone's like, Jujutsu Kaisen is the least pervy anime because his parents read the manga, so he makes sure not to make it pervy. And I'm like, he fails.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, that's like everyone was citing that. They're like, he stated that he makes it not pervy because his mom reads it. And I'm like,
so funny.
He fails. Like his mom must be a freak because she's reading some pervy manga. Like,
yeah, it's funny because like the fight between Gojo and Sukuna that's going on right now in the manga is like it's just like there's like it's getting memed right now for being like slightly just like I guess the Gen Z word would be like light skinned. It's just Gojo being like a light skinned king, like he's just like all up on Sukuna. It's very funny.
Right.
So it's also like kind of pervy.
Yeah, I mean there's like some female gaze going on for sure.
Oh yeah,
but like that's it. But yeah, the backlash was like unbelievable, and I just came swinging back.
So are you gonna try and come out of this clean and like enjoy the second season coming out in July, or are you gonna lean into it? You're gonna be like, fuck this show.
There's such a weird misconception, and I don't know if you agree or disagree. There's this misconception that like content creators like being contrarians for views. Do you feel that way?
I mean, it happens for sure.
I
could name drop 4 to 5 TikTokers off the top of my head right now in the anime space that do exactly fucking
I guess they do. Like it exists.
Yeah.
I personally hate it. I think it's so exhausting to put out an opinion and it's just like you're yelling at a wall because then no one agrees.
Well, that's because you're mentally healthy.
Well, yeah,
like that's
exactly,
because you enjoy life. You have a girlfriend, like she's moving here. We live in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
We're happy.
Yeah, exactly.
There is definitely people out there who are like, all right, time to like say the worst fucking thing possible because it'll get comments.
Yeah, time to be like a WWE heel today.
Like they I'm not kidding. I could name you 5 people right now.
It's just like, it's exhausting to me. And I'm not excited for JJK season 2 to come out and be like, oh, I'm going to be the JJK rival of YouTube. You know, like I want to like anything I watch. And if I don't like it, it's boring and like, doesn't make for fun content. Yeah, it doesn't make for fun content. So no, I'm not looking forward to like potentially hating season 2 also.
Cool. Well, that's
Yeah.
our hot takes defended. This was 21 and a half, guys. This was kind of, we were thinking about doing a recap video. That was like kind of the vibe, was like a special recap video. But like we said,
It's
guys.
kind of that.
Yeah. If you guys want to see the lost episode, you know, it's behind a paywall because we don't want strangers seeing it. But if you love us and you want to see us at our absolute worst, while actually covering some genuinely very interesting topics, just not in high quality, highly recommend it. You know, $4.99 to be Team Nick, $5.99 to be Team Danny. So I guess you're technically getting a whole additional episode this week if you become a member, which is a nice little benefit. But I've been NC Hammer 23, also known as the Weeb Commander, and I've been joined by my bestest buddy who's gonna go barbecue with me.
I am Danny Motta. Don't at me about Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, listen, guys, he's gonna enjoy it. All right, like early days of Sukuna, like or not Ghetto and Gojo. It's like when they were young. It's gonna be fucking incredible.
That's season 2?
I'm so excited for it.
Nice.
Yeah. It's like it's gonna break your heart, but it's gonna be very good. But yeah, guys, we will see you next week. We're gonna talk about the Black Clover movie and a bunch of other anime news and stuff like that. But until then, guys, we love you. Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.